Chapter 1 continued Reestablishment of Communication, Police-Community Relations. Louis Radelet founded the National Institute on Police and Community Relations, NIPCR, at Michigan State University, MSU, in 1955. He was also MSU's coordinator of the National Center on Police and Community Relations, which conducted a national survey from 1965 to 1973. Led to the creation of many programs. NIPCR was discontinued in 1969. Problems with the professional model. 1. Crime began to rise, and research suggests that conventional police methods were not effective. 1960s Vietnam, civil rights, President's Crime Commission. Fear rose. Many minority citizens did not perceive their treatment as equitable or adequate. The anti-war and civil rights movements challenged police. Problems with the professional model. 2. Some of the myths on which the reform era was founded. Police officers use little or no discretion. Police officers see their primary duty as law enforcement. Managers had tried to professionalize policing, but line officers continued to have low status. The police lost a significant portion of their financial support. Police began to acquire competition, private security, and community crime control movements. Changing wisdom, more recent studies of police work. 1. New realism research, 1950s. Informal handling of incidents were more common than formal procedures. Workload, public pressure, and interagency pressure greatly influenced how the police and CJ system operated. Arrest was used to achieve a whole range of objectives. A variety of informal methods outside the CJ system had been adopted by the police to fulfill their formal responsibilities. Individual officer exercised a great deal of discretion. Changing wisdom, more recent studies of police work. 2. Police in the past had depended too much on criminal law to get their job done. Police were not autonomous. Accountable through political process, the community police need to deal with fear and enforce public order. 50% of an officer's time was committed to CFS. 80% of those calls were non-criminal incidents. Changing wisdom, more recent studies of police work. 3. 5 national studies of police practices during the riots and the Vietnam War led to new directions for police. Kansas City Preventative Patrol Experiment, 1973. Most serious crimes were unaffected by the standard police actions. Preventative patrol is costly and produces minimal results in reduction crime. Rapid response to calls is less effective at catching criminals than educating the public. Police have little impact on preventing crime. Viewing sacred cow, methods with caution. Police got too caught up measuring their success by the numbers of arrests and quickness of responses, the means. They often neglected the outcome of their work, the ends. Police spent most of their time in patrol cars and responding to CFS calls. Knew little of the underlying causes of problems in their neighborhoods on their beats. Officers became frustrated responding to the same calls with no progress. Time for a new approach. Police needed to change their daily activities, their management practices, and their view of their work. Police agencies needed to evaluate their effectiveness of their responses. Crime trend analysis and proper workload analysis. Police must reacquaint themselves with members of the community by involving citizens in the resolution of neighborhood problems. The community era, team policing, foot patrol, and shattered myths. 1. Team policing, restructure police departments, improve police community relations, enhance police morale, and facilitate change. Decentralized neighborhood focus. Officers were to be generalists assigned to a particular neighborhood. Team policing failed, poorly planned and hastily implemented. The community era, team policing, foot patrol, and shattered myths. 2. Foot patrol became popular again. Residents liked it and felt safe. Led to a significant reduction of perceived crime problems. Information could help police improve their ability to deal with crime. Citizens appreciated being asked about their crime priorities and often provided useful information. Community Patrol Officer Program, CPOP, New York City, 1984. Early beginnings of the problem-oriented policing model. 1. Problem-oriented policing, POP, requires new police strategies and a new organizational approach. Community collaboration for many police tasks. Equal emphasis of crime control and prevention. Police officers have a wide use of discretion, less routinization and standardization. Middle management layers are reduced. Police enjoy the holistic approach and can problem solve successfully. Early beginnings of the problem-oriented policing model. 2. 3 elements of community policing: community partnerships, relationships and interactions with other governmental agencies, businesses, nonprofit groups, and individuals. Problem solving, scanning, analysis, response, assessment, organizational transformation, changes in leadership, human resources, field operations, and external relationships. Why the emergence of problem-oriented policing? Narrowing of the police mission to crime fighting, means over ends syndrome, us versus them mentality, increase in cultural diversity, downturn in the economy and increased violence, changes in technology. Well entrenched, 3 generations of community policing and problem-solving innovation era, 1979 to 1986, were small-scale test sites with narrow focus in larger cities. Diffusion era, 1987 to 1994. Concept and philosophy of community policing and problem-solving spread and was adopted by many police agencies. Broader scale, evaluated the outcomes. Institutionalization era, 1995 to present, is the widespread implementation. Most local police departments include community policing components in their mission statements. Emerging strategies for the 21st century: CompStat, smart policing, intelligence-led policing, predictive policing. The 3 eras of policing. Table 1, political era, 1840 to 1930, reform era, 1930 to 1980, community era, 1980 to present. Contributions of the Federal Cops Office, an overview. Federal Cops Office began in 1994, invested more than $14 billion in hiring, training, and technology funding, distributed more than 2 million publications, funded more than 125,000 officers for more than 13,000 police agencies, trained more than 700,000 officers on community policing and problem solving. Problem-oriented policing and homeland security, new threats and new measures. Police have several means to address domestic terrorism: military support of law enforcement, Posse Comitatus Act of 1878. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, was formed in 2002. Role of problem-oriented policing. Terrorism is a local issue. Police, citizens, and government agencies must work together to ensure our collective safety. Homeland security and problem-oriented policing have much in common. Partnerships and technology are necessary. A note on coming full circle, back to the community. Police are now attempting to change tradition and become more community-oriented. Today's policing issues and problems actually began centuries ago. The community era is thriving in today's police world. Next week. Read. Chapter 2. And remember to be safe. Seek truth, justice, and be responsible. Have a great week. Much peace from Dr. Akins.